Your grow weather this week, of course, always starting out with the drought monitor, much improved in Nebraska, 92.75%, no drought, abnormally dry, 7.25% and 84% moderate. Down in Kansas, 27.17%, no drought. The northern northwest part of the state, 72.83% abnormally dry, over 54, almost 55% moderate drought in the northeast and central part of Kansas, 25% severe, and there's still about 6.75% extreme drought. Of course, Nebraska faring better, but a huge improvement over the northern part of the Sunflower State. Well, we look at the month ahead as far as precipitation, equal chances, in other words, normal precipitation expected for both Nebraska and Kansas for the month of July. As far as temperatures are concerned, however, 5 degrees above normal, the eastern half of Nebraska and almost all of Kansas, 5 to even 10 degrees above normal for the month of July. That means it is going to continue to be extremely hot. And the forecast kind of bears that out. 3 months out, precip wise, normal precip, Nebraska and Kansas. As I always say, that is good news, but this is not, because that does help dry us out, and that is temperatures above normal by about 5 degrees over most of Nebraska, almost half of Kansas, 5 and then 10 degrees above normal, kind of that south central southwest part of the Sunflower State. Well, normal highs should be around 87 degrees for the week ahead. Normal lows 63, but this week for the 4th of July, 92 will be the average high. The average low will be about 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. We do see the forecast showing moisture, a 30% chance for tomorrow, 88. Then the heat cranks up, 92 on Tuesday. On the 4th, the little firecracker guy is going to be dancing, happy because the weather is what we expect on the 4th. 96 then on Thursday, 90 as we roll into Friday, and there are moisture chances out there. Nothing that shows up as likely, but mainly chances of precipitation. That kind of rolls into our proverb. If it rains on July 2nd tomorrow, and there is a 30% chance, then it will rain for the next 4 weeks. That doesn't mean 4 7-day weeks in a row, maybe once a week. I guess we have to research that. Hopefully it rains. We could use it all along. That is your Grow Report for this week. Join us again next week as we watch things grow.
The old saying, knee high by the 4th of July, just doesn't cut it anymore. We want you to grab your phone, take a picture, selfie style, and share it with us as we see how high by the 4th of July. And getting back to the heat, cattlemen taking extra precautions these days. Nebraska Extension educators say it's important to understand the relationship between temperature and humidity. Experts advise cattle feeders to limit movement, try to handle cattle in the early morning hours, and cattle feeders say they take it seriously.
Our livestock is everything to us, and we do everything we can, within our means to take care of them. We provide shades like you've got here and to lower the temperature, let them get out of the sun. We provide extra water for them, and then we also mitigate the feed, how we feed them, what we feed them, and to deal with the hot weather.
Nebraska leads the nation for cattle on feed. Cattle feeders are also encouraged to remember human stress, make sure workers have plenty of breaks and water. 7 natural resources districts join together for the future of water. Russell Callan with the Lower Loop NRD says if we go back a decade, the basin was declared fully appropriated. And since that was the case, strict rules on water usage could have been enforced.
At that time, it kind of indicated to us as in the group, that we're probably close to being fully appropriated. So basically the main function of this coalition and this plan was to not have the basins become fully appropriated.
Callan says after more data was collected, the basin was undeclared and no longer at risk. What this water management plan includes is collecting more data, taking water inventory from each NRD, and studying it all together.
And then looked at some time frames, in other words, peak season, off-peak season, how much water was available, and how much we as the group agreed to deplete the system or to allow for development.
Improving conditions for wildlife and cattle meet our Farm Family of the Month next.